let's go into the next part here, which is also interesting in terms of the betting markets. Put this up there on the screen. Ron DeSantis now officially the betting favorite in the 2024 GOP primary. Kyle Kalinske, go ahead and screenshotting that for us.
You know Trump is hating that part.
Oh, he's very upset about that.
He's not liking that part.
That being said, I think that this is all just captures, again, the level of hysteria. And I just want to reiterate, which is, to me, this actually just showed the level of grip that Trump still has on the party. I mean, Fox, sure, they may have said a few bad things about him. They may have said, spoken up a little bit on behalf of Peter Meyer. But I mean, when he's under attack, Jesse Waters and the rest of them, they immediately come to defense. I also want to read this tweet that Ron DeSantis sent late last night. Here's what he says, quote, "The raid of Mar-a-Lago is another escalation in the weaponization of federal agencies against the regime's political opponents. While people like Hunter Biden get treated with kid gloves, now the regime is getting another 87K IRS agents to wield against adversaries. Banana Republic." It's interesting he's trying to turn that into a thing about the IRS. By the way, we will be covering that, don't worry, everybody, in our next segment, because I know there's still a lot of questions about those agents and the expansion of the IRS. However, why I think that is important is for Ron DeSantis to come out and immediately have to come to the defense of Trump. And I've actually even seen, the most hardcore right-wing MAGA people being like, Ron DeSantis needs to mobilize the federal Florida National Guard and protect Mar-a-Lago and have a standoff with the feds like Huey Long or something like that. Jesus but I mean, it does show you the level, the position that he's going to be put in, which is now he is going to have to serve as chief defender to somebody who he clearly is not getting along with. Trump didn't even endorse him so far.
He didn't ask for his endorsement, more importantly.
Exactly. So there is a lot of consternation, I think, amongst those people. I do think there is a level of 5D chess that some GOP elites are trying to play, which is, oh, well, actually, all of this is good because if we can take Trump out, then we will eventually be able to move on to Ron DeSantis. I mean, there's just no real reading of the law. And I just think the level of chaos that Trump injects into the system, as long as he breathes air, he's the leader of the GOP. I just don't think that they're, and the only person going to take him out is himself to say, you know what, I'm not going to run again. Given his ego, that's just not going to
forget about it.
I just don't think.
I mean, I could even see a scenario where he's running for president from the jail cell.
100%. If it ever gets to that, absolutely.
I could imagine that. I really could. And yeah, I mean, that DeSantis tweet just shows you he immediately bent the knee. I mean, he immediately went all in on the Trump preferred narrative about what this is and what it means. So to imagine this guy trying to take Trump out and levy sufficient criticism and critique of why the party should move on from Trump and why they should go with him instead, I just don't see it. I've never seen it. I still don't see it. I think everything that we've seen in terms of the immediate reaction, and I mean instantaneous reaction to this series of events, look, it would have been very easy to say, which actually Chuck Schumer said on Rachel Maddow's show last night, I don't have the facts, and I think it's irresponsible.
Yeah, he kept no comment.
Yeah, he said, no comment. I don't know the facts. I think it's irresponsible to issue a judgment, given how little we know at this point. Very easy for DeSantis, for anybody on Fox News, for any media figure, any elected official to say the same exact thing. I'm going to wait and see what the facts are because it's irresponsible. But that is not what they did. Instead, they immediately are all lockstep by his side. Certainly, this continues to sort of harden his grip on the party and force them to demonstrate their continued loyalty to him.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. Mike Pompeo also had reportedly been saying he could run against Trump and beat Trump. Even he also, similarly, last night.
Oh, really?
Late last night. Executing a warrant against ex-POTUS is dangerous. The apparent political weaponization of DOJ, FBI is shameful. AG must explain why 250 years of practice was upended with this raid. I served on the Benghazi committee where we proved Hillary possessed classified information. We didn't raid her home. So, again, that's going to be lockstep. This is somebody who has come out and said, or not come out and said, but reportedly has been exploring his own run. Now we have Ron DeSantis saying that. We have many of the people who are coming out. And
Pompeo's one who outright said he would run even if Trump was running too, didn't he?
He didn't outright say it. Apparently, he told donors that.
Okay,
so
that's what
I just looked. Tom Cotton, interestingly enough, hasn't tweeted anything just yet. So, but I would expect him to immediately also come out and to go after this. But to me, it just proves the level of hold he still has on the GOP. It just cannot be underestimated, and there's quite a bit of cope here in Washington trying to get away from that basic.
Yeah, I think that is very true. And in terms of the overall political impact, I think that's about the only thing you could really confidently say at this point until we see how this plays out a little bit more and get a little bit of a temperature read from the public.
Right.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.